1956. Amanda wiped her brow with the back of her hand. She was really tired, and it was another 2 hours before the end of her shift. Amanda was now staff nurse at a large hospital. She started as a student nurse just over a year ago, but her tenacity and natural compassion for her patients soon got her noticed. After her first exams, she got called in by the matron and head doctor. She was offered a scholarship to further her studies. Amanda gladly accepted. There was nothing she wanted to do more than heal the sick. Her long shifts and studies were getting to her though, and for the last week or so she had been feeling a bit under the weather. Regardless of feeling slightly run down, Amanda still pulled out her books and studied whenever she could. Today she felt different. Even though she was bone-tired, there was something eating away at her, a sort of excitement or feeling of dread. Amanda could not make out exactly which of the two it was. All she knew is that she had butterflies in her stomach. She felt nervous, as if she was expecting some sort of surprise. "Nurse, nurse, please come. We need help in here." Sister Dyer did not wait for Amanda to respond, but ran on her slippered feet past Amanda, her green theatre gown flapping behind her. Amanda did not hesitate, but turned on her heel and ran after Sister Dyer, only to stop for a moment outside the theatre to sterilize her hands and don a surgical mask. The woman on the gurney was obviously in labor and in agony. Nothing out of the ordinary, but Amanda noticed that both the mother-to-be and the attending doctor were pale and sweating profusely. Something was obviously the matter. "Sister, the baby is breech." The doctor looked relieved to see Amanda and Sister Dyer. Dr. Anderson was the new resident at the hospital. He sold his private practice after his wife passed away. Amanda had only worked with him once before. He appeared to be a quiet man, not prone to panic attacks. Therefore Amanda knew the complications with this birth must be fairly severe. Dr. Anderson, however, continued to coax and instruct his patient, and his voice remained calm, although his appearance belied his worry. "Your baby is luckily in the frank position, and this is not your first baby. Everything should be all right. Just follow my instructions." Dr. Anderson looked at Amanda and nodded in the patient's direction. Amanda took up position next to the woman and began wiping her face with a cool cloth, while calmly talking to her, trying to calm the poor woman down. "There you go. We have him. One more push, Mrs. Jane." "Oh, here he is!" The doctor sounded relieved. Amanda peered over the woman's raised legs. The baby was blue. Instinctively, Amanda let go of the woman's hand and stepped over to the baby. She reached the baby before Sister Dyer could do so. With her 2 middle fingers, Amanda gave the baby 3 little pushes under the sternum, cupped her hand along the baby's spine. Gently but quickly she straightened her hand flat along the baby's spine. The trapped air caused a slap effect into the lungs. The baby spluttered slightly. Quickly Amanda lifted the tiny body, head tilted downward. Mucus finally flowed from the baby's lungs, and as Amanda righted the baby back into her arms, the little thing gave a desperate wail. She cradled the naked and blood-covered body against her chest. A strange sensation flowed through her body, something akin to an electric current. For a moment she froze to the spot. She had never before experienced anything like it. "Nurse, please hand over the baby so we can check him out and clean him up." Sister Dyer gently took the wailing infant from Amanda. The moment the baby was removed from her, Amanda snapped out of her hypnotic state. Something was wrong with Mrs. Jane. The woman was pale as a ghost, and her eyes rolled back in their sockets. "Doctor!" Amanda yelled. The doctor appeared to be in the same hypnotic state as she herself was seconds ago. Amanda jumped to the head of the gurney, placed one hand on the patient's forehead and another under her chin, lifting the jaw slightly. "Oh my God, she's in shock!" Dr. Anderson snapped out of whatever state he was in. "Hang in there, nurse! Hold on to her! I need to get this into her!" Dr. Anderson was holding up a syringe filled with a clear liquid. Less than a minute later, the woman went limp and fell into a soundless sleep. Another few minutes later, both mother and baby were declared fit enough to be taken to the ward. "Nurse, what did you do? Where did you learn that technique? You realize you saved both mother and baby tonight." Dr. Anderson was still pale, but his eyes looked deep into Amanda's, like he was searching for something deep within her soul. "I do not know, doctor. I just had to do something. I could not let that woman's baby die." Amanda felt very tired, even more tired than she did before she was called to the theatre. "You must have overstayed your shift by at least an hour now. You look extremely tired. Please go home, nurse. We need you back tomorrow, as attentive as you've been today." Dr. Anderson smiled a tired smile. Amanda meant to tell him the same, but instead she just nodded and left. After she had washed up and changed out of her uniform, she did something she had never done before. She went to the wardroom Mrs. Jane and her baby were in. The woman was still pale, but awake, and the baby was sleeping peacefully in the cot. "Hello, Mrs. Jane. I'm Nurse Amanda Boucher." "Oh my God, the nurse who saved our lives. Thank you, Amanda." "No need to thank me, Mrs. Jane. I was just doing my job." "Amanda, could you do one last thing for me, please? Please hand me my baby. I have not even held him yet." Amanda picked the tiny baby, now tightly wrapped in a blanket, up out of his cot. As she held the little body close, she experienced the same sensation as she did in the delivery room. The current ran through her body, rooting her to the spot. "Are you all right, Amanda?" Amanda regained her composure and handed Mrs. Jane her baby. "I'm very tired, Mrs. Jane. I'll look in on you again tomorrow." "Thank you, Amanda. That will be wonderful. His name is Jamie. James Harrington Jane." "Very nice," Amanda replied before she turned and left. Amanda was both too tired and in a hurry to get home to want to wait for the bus, and decided to walk the 3 miles to her bedsit. Although the strange sensation had ceased, her body ached and she could barely keep herself upright, yet she lumbered on. Amanda did not notice the car until it was too late. A blinding light flashed behind her eyes.